Welcome to an episode of Inner Work Guides, Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. I'm your host, John H. Reed III. Let's get to it. This is a series of interviews conducted by Perseus Arcane Academy back in September of 2024. They asked some questions and I recorded my responses, and I've turned them into a series of recordings for the podcast. Enjoy. And the question is, can you explain how the concept of putrefaction fits into the alchemical process and its importance in achieving transformation? Well, frankly, succinctly, without death, there is no alchemy. Death brings about the dissolution of the matter that the alchemist is working with. And of course, it has to be the proper death. A lot of things will kill something, but its fecundating principle will also be lost. So the idea is that the alchemist wants to bring about a radical dissolution of the matter, so that he can return it to its chaos, because only then can the elements obtained from the matter be used to make a new exalted being, to force its evolution. So the whole idea behind alchemy is about transmutation, and to do that, you have to access the core of the matter. This is how you're going to bring about its forced evolution. And in order to do that, you're going to have to utilize parts of the thing that you might have, in the way that most people look at the world, think of it as noxious or bad or not pleasant or good. And the fact is that in order to work with alchemy, you have to work with the totality of the matter, whether it's a human being in all of its complexities, or a plant, or a mineral. It doesn't matter. And so, what I had mentioned before, alchemical gnosis is meant to bring about this vision of Hermes. It's meant to bring about this vision of unity while existing in this world of polarity. You can't operate alchemically if you really think that there are things in the universe out to get you, that somehow or another there's some part of the universe that is evil, abhorrent. There are just things that we don't understand or have been trained to move away from, but that doesn't mean that learned behavior is proper. And so the vision of Hermes, the first thing that has to be done is your old view of the world and understanding that view built for you has to be destroyed. It completely destroys your previous relationship with how you saw and interacted with the world, because now you have a brand new perspective. You're seeing things closer to the truth than what most people are able to. And because of that, you act differently. So an authentically initiated Hermetic scientist understands and lives the saying, every daily occurrence is an interaction of the divine with your soul. And to live that statement can be a painful process because it entails what we would call good and bad. And in the ultimate sense of the practice of living the life of a Hermetic scientist, there really is no distinction between good and evil. And in fact, we seek deliverance from the bondage of seeing the world in that guise, because we know in every case, it's the voice of the one that's communicating to us through these varied experiences. You know, there's a saying in Boda, I believe Paul Foster Case wrote it. He said, behind the mask of the adversary is the face of the lover. And that understanding, putting it into practice, allows you to begin seeing the world through the vision of Hermes. Because now it's not an adversarial thing. It's, okay, why do you want my attention? What do I need to understand? So bringing about a proper death, controlled death of the product, is more akin to a fermentation than a putrefaction, because putrefaction, the thing is just running wild and there's all types of stuff being created. And that's not really what we're seeking to do in alchemy. And so it's about controlled dissolution. Control is central to this. And unfortunately, this has become sort of watered down and led to the misunderstanding, I think, which is the next section we're going to talk about. And that's plant alchemy and spagyrics. Thank you for listening to this episode of Inner Work Guides Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. Don't forget to follow or subscribe. Visit our website at www.innergarden.org for more information about Hermetic training in practical laboratory alchemy or inner work. Write to info@innergarden.org.